Good morning. My name is Shannon Mrkich, and I'm an assistant professor of English at Westchester University of Pennsylvania. I'm sorry I couldn't be with you in beautiful Colorado today, but I'm honored to be able to share with you some of the exciting work of our first-year writing program. Today I'm going to talk about the concept of badging in our writing workshop curriculum. I'll cover a bit of the theoretical background of badging, then how it is integrated into the writing workshop curriculum, and finally how digital technology makes the future of badging really exciting. Before we begin, here's a quick question for you. Have you reached 10,000 steps today? Have you listened to any good books lately? If you achieved your daily step goal, or listened to a good book, it's likely that you have earned a digital badge. Badging is not a new concept. The Oxford English Dictionary says that badges were worn by knights as heraldic symbols. Many of us recall the Boy and Girl Scouts of America, whether we participated or just bought some delicious cookies. A merit badge in the Scout world represents a skill set or achievement that is recognizable and quantifiable. Digital badging works much the same way, although instead of a physical form, we see a graphic representation. The credentialing process is similar, and users get to keep their badges as a sign of skill or achievement. As we know from Knights, Scouts, and step counts, badges can then be displayed to let others know of our achievement, mastery, or knowledge. Research studies over the last several years highlight some important considerations for badging. Education badges can be used to influence engagement and learning by providing focused goals, challenging tasks, clear standards, affirmation of performance, novelty, choice, and authenticity. But we have to be careful. External rewards are bad motivators for student learning, and participation badges, those video game badges, have a lower effect on student motivation. We have developed badges that function more than just external reward. They come with assessment and feedback. Research also tells us that skill badges reveal a connection to internal motivation. That motivation, however, is linked to ability level, and we have to be cautious with lower ability levels. Badges might affect motivation negatively. For all skill levels, it's important to explain how to earn badges and what will result from earning them to reduce negative motivational effects. As Tim will talk about in a bit, badging is based on our 4 curricular outcomes for the workshop class: discourse conventions, composing processes, writing resources, and academic discourse. As the research tells us, we need to make the steps and processes for earning the badges transparent. Thus, the students understand the connection between the writing class, WRT 120, and the writing workshop, ENG 150. Each workshop outcome is connected to a unit we cover in the rhetoric class. The format looks like this. In Writing 120, we cover the elements of narrative. In English 150, we cover the discourse communities and conventions and why they are meaningful. The badge has 2 parts. The first part asks students to transcribe 2 different types of conversations going on around them. The second part asks students to identify and to analyze the discourse community and its discourse conventions used in the examples. For assessment, I give written feedback on the badge work and score it on a published rubric through our LMS. The feedback I give relates to both what was successful about the work and what could be improved. If students earn a 70% or higher on the badge work, they earn a digital badge that will be displayed on their awards page. One of the most exciting parts of this whole process, for me as a self-described techaholic, is the opportunity to use our LMS. The tools our LMS provides make my job easier and maintains consistency for the student experience. Intelligent agents allow me to monitor all types of class activity. This is an example of how I design my badge intelligent agent. First, I set criteria, and then release conditions right in the LMS. Then, when the criteria are met, the LMS sends out an email, and in this case, award the badge to the student's awards page. I set up the badges at the beginning of the semester, along with the descriptions of and criteria for the badging and my gradebook. Then my responsibilities during the semester are focused on feedback and not on awarding of the badges. There's quite a bit of exciting research happening on digital badges, and some big-name players are moving us in the right direction. Mozilla, the John D. and Catherine T. MacArthur Foundation, to name drop a few, are working towards a system of online educational badges certifying exactly what skills are learned. Thank you for sharing our interest in digital badging.